Welcome to the Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by Play Picks and the Lines, coming to you from the West Coast. Josh Lander going into Game 4 here. We got a series on our hands, y'all. 2-1, the Suns after the Bucks came back in Game 3 to wallop Phoenix by 20 points there. Another 40-point game from Giannis, back-to-back 40 and 10s for the first time in the NBA Finals. Super impressive. Got a little bit of help from guys like Drew Holiday and a bit from Chris Middleton in Game 3 to help the Bucks make this thing a series again. We're going to jump into a bunch of the series odds as they stand and take a look at Game 4 tonight. As always, though, if you still need a FanDuel or DraftKings account, head to fdpicks.com or dkpicks.com. Find all those listings in your area and make sure to like and subscribe to the page. Jump in the comments. If you are liked and subscribed, you will be eligible for the gift card opportunity, which I will throw at you right now in the form of DeAndre Ayton's points, rebounds, and assists combined. Probably not too much from the big man in the way of assists, but maybe one in there that you can add to his total. So make sure you are liked and subscribed to that page, and then let us know in the comments what you think DeAndre Ayton's points, rebounds, and assists combined will be. We'll get that gift card out to whomever is able to win that correctly. And let's go ahead and jump into what we're looking at here. Game 4 specifically, Milwaukee 4.5. Favorites there. They opened at 3.5. The total opened at 219.5. It is now at 220.5. So people thinking Milwaukee and the over is the play in this one. It was close in the last game. It was at 220, half a point shy of that over in Game 3 there. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. And then just real quick before jumping into that game, the series odds right now, Milwaukee to win it all, plus 200. Phoenix is at minus 200 right now, as that got a little bit closer with the Bucks win. Interestingly, if you do like the Bucks to take this series at plus 200, right now Giannis is plus 220 to win the MVP. It kind of seems like if you're going to take Milwaukee, you might as well just take Giannis, get an extra little bit of juice on your bet there, since he's plus 220 to be the finals MVP. There's no way he's not winning it if the Bucks do pull this out at this point. So that seems like a little bit better money, a little bit better action for your money there if you do like Milwaukee to win the finals here. And then Phoenix to win. I still say the best bet is Phoenix in 6 is at plus 320. It's the best odds. Obviously, that does mean that Phoenix would need to win on the road to close this series out. They did just do that against the Clips in the last series. So, we'll see. Chris Paul, look, if he has a Game 6 with the ability to close it out, even if you don't think the Suns win that game, I'm putting all my money on Chris Paul to come out firing. He's not taking any chances, and I think he'll continue to have his incredible play, through the rest of the finals, no matter what. This man is locked in. So we'll see what happens with the series. Milwaukee in 6 is plus 500. Milwaukee in 7 is plus 460. Both worth it if you think they're going to win. Might as well take both and put a little action on some seriously nice juice there. But let's go ahead and look into Game 4 here and start actually a little bit with why Milwaukee won Game 3. Specifically, the 3 things I looked at: they outscored them in the paint by 14 points. We know DeAndre Ayton was in foul trouble. That led to 0 big men really for the Suns, as they're facing injuries as well to Dario Saric. So their backup center's done. Torrey Craig is still a bit hobbled, and Frank Kaminsky is not it. So 14 points in the paint was huge for Milwaukee. Continue to expect that trend, honestly. They were outscored the Suns by 15 points from 3 and 9 points from the free throw line. All things that did not happen in games 1 and 2 in terms of specifically that 3-point scoring there. And really, starting there, I think you can continue to expect a little bit better from Milwaukee than what they've shown, especially at home. I mean, if you look at what they've done in the playoffs, they've made 3 less 3-pointers a game than they did in the regular season, where they were 5th in terms of 38.8% from 3 during the regular season. They're all the way at the bottom of the sort of chart in terms of playoff stats and 3-pointers. That's 9 points less a game, as we said. If they just shoot around their average instead of the 32% that they've been shooting from 3 in the playoffs, they've got almost 6 to 9 more points a game. And I think that's exactly what they need, especially to, help continue to open things up down low for Giannis. What happened to Giannis in Game 4, he didn't come out super hot, and DeAndre Ayton did. And it kind of seemed like a game where if they weren't able to contain DeAndre Ayton, it was going to be lights out for them. He had 12 points in the first quarter. He was the one really setting the tone for them on offense, especially, and then really able to do his work on Giannis in over 2 minutes of Milwaukee's offense. Ayton guarded Giannis for about, like I said, 2.5 minutes or so in Game 3. In that time span, Giannis didn't make a field goal, 0 for 4, only had 1 point, and the team was only able to score about 11 points or so in that time. So, I think if Ayton's able to stay on the floor, it's a huge difference maker, and it's actually why I'm actually looking at under Giannis's point total in this game. I know he's been tearing up the Suns. He's had back-to-back 40-pointers, but right now 34.5 is a very huge number for somebody to hit, especially in the finals, and especially because I think Ayton will not pick up those cheap fouls. There's no reason for him to have the 2 that he got right away, and then the 3rd right before the end of the first half in game 3. All of those were ticky-tack, unnecessary fouls, and if he's able to stay in the game, we know that's a huge difference for how they can guard Giannis, and especially because I think you'll see Monty build a little bit of that Giannis wall that we've seen teams employ against him, where they just stack 3 to 4 guys around the foul line and say, you're not coming into the paint. So what that does, I think, it does leave guys open to shoot threes, as Milwaukee did during the regular season. And you saw Drew Holiday come out, go 5 for 10 from 3 in game 3. And it's a matter of what we said. The players not named Giannis on Milwaukee just play a ton better at home. They shoot better at home and score overall much better at home. So I think you look at Drew Holiday to maybe have a little bit of another big game off of Giannis needing to pass the ball more. So I would consider, Drew's 3+ 3-pointers made and a Milwaukee win on FanDuel gets you plus 240 on your money. As I mentioned, I am looking at Giannis under 34.5 points there. Not going to touch his his points, rebounds, and assists combined in terms of the under there, because I do like one more bet that it's pretty crazy, but maybe sprinkle a little bit on Giannis triple double and Milwaukee to win gets you plus 1,100 on your money. My thinking is Giannis is not going to score 35 points in this game, but he is going to get a ton of boards, and he's going to be able to pass out and try to find guys, especially now that Bobby Portis is playing better down low. Maybe Brook Lopez rolls off of him, and then obviously that pick and roll with Giannis and Chris Middleton was very effective in game 3. So I do think Giannis passing the ball around could be something that we see. If he gets to 10 assists, he's getting 10 points and 10 rebounds. The question is those assists. If he does pull out those assists with the wall being built around him on defense, plus 1,100 on your money, you got to think Milwaukee's going to win if the man puts up a triple double. So I do like that. And then on the Sun side, I do love Ayton once again. I know he's our point, rebounds, and assists combined is our gift card prop today. And I do like him to definitely go over 16.5 points. And I would also consider 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists over that as well for the big man, as he continues to show. If he wasn't in foul trouble, he's had incredible minutes every second that he's been on the floor in the finals and pretty much throughout the playoffs, barring a couple games. So big game from him. Another not big game from Devin Booker, under 27.5. The man only had 10 points. He didn't play the fourth quarter, as it seemed like the Suns were kind of over that aspect of the game from Book. And I think that'll continue in the playoffs. He struggled on the road. He does have 3 games out of the 9 that the Suns have played on the road in these playoffs. 3 of them have gone over 27.5 points, so 28 at least. But 2 of those were against the awful defensive Nuggets. And one of them was that incredible closeout game on the road versus the Lakers where he had 47. Other than that, he's averaging about 23 on the road in the playoffs. 27.5 seems too steep, honestly, for me to pick Book's points prop in this game. And so, I'm looking for Ayton to be able to put up numbers. But overall, I think you're going to see a little bit of a regression in the offense, even though the game 3 total went under 220.5. It seemed like a pretty nice offensive game. It was mostly just the Suns getting nothing from their best offensive scorer in Book. That really led to them only scoring 100 points and getting outscored from all over the floor. I don't know that they're going to be able to necessarily come back if Book, as I am predicting, is not going to be, himself once again on the road. So I do kind of like the under once again here. I would consider Milwaukee the money line and their under getting plus 175 or so on FanDuel right now. Really like those odds. Close that 4.5 point gap to just making it so that Milwaukee has to win and not that many points will be scored. If you don't think Giannis is going to score 34.5 like I do, all these different angles really just lead me to believe under. But I still believe in Milwaukee to pull this thing out, especially, as I said, without Booker being able to score for Phoenix, as I don't think he'll be able to. I don't really know that they're going to be able to hang. And I think we see this thing go 2-2 headed back to Phoenix and make this a very exciting series. Seems like it has the potential to go 7. So we'll see exactly what happens after game 4 here. We will be back as these playoffs continue to roll on. Make sure you're liked and subscribed to that page for that gift card opportunity. And we'll be back hopefully with a game 5 tied up at 2-2. And until then, happy betting.